What is up, bass fishing freaks? Luke Reeser here from Too Fat to Hunt Outdoors. Welcome back to another episode. I am once again on the Mississippi River. It is a little past mid-November and I am out here still bass fishing. I freaking love it. Oh, I can't believe it that we're still bass fishing over halfway through November. It's awesome. But anyways, water temps are finally starting to really drop. I had 39 degrees coming in here. I got 38.9 right now. Hoping it's a little warmer when I get to the back of this bay. I'm just gonna fish my way back. I got it all to myself. There's only 2 boats in the parking lot. One was a duck hunter and the other one, I don't know what he was doing, but I don't think he's bass fishing. But yeah, we're gonna see if there's, I'm in some new water today that I haven't been to in quite a while. More of a, well, they're in here all year, but I couldn't really get in here a lot this summer because the water was so low. But we're gonna see if they winter in here. I've never fished at this time of year, so it's all new to me for fall time in here. But the river came up a little bit, so I was able to get in. So we're gonna throw some chatterbaits, rattle traps. There's some big logs and stuff, some laydowns up here. We'll probably do some flipping. See what we can come up with. Stay tuned, folks. Donkey hunting starts right meow. Just when I don't hit record, I hook up with a beautiful Mississippi River cold water bass. Look at him. Look at that lateral line. Freaking gorgeous this time of year. Oh, definitely getting a little lethargic. He didn't slam it like they were last week. Just freaking gorgeous. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, there you go, bud. And so it kind of felt like I just hooked up on a leaf or something. You know, I'm bringing it through there. Kind of slow yo-yoing. That's how I like to fish a chatterbait. Most of the time. And then I just was kind of slow rolling, slow yo-yoing, and just felt like I kind of grabbed a leaf off the bottom. It was just kind of mushy. So I was going to shake it off, and I was like, ah, you know what, hook sets are free. So I just swept into him, and there he was. And I got out here late, because that's just what you do this time of year. I'm not saying you can't catch them right away in the morning, but when it's 26 degrees out and it's cold, you might as well just wait and let the day warm up a little bit. I mean, it's 10 o'clock now, or 9:30, I don't know, something like that. Let's see what time it is. Yeah, it's 10:15. So it's 26 degrees at 7 o'clock this morning, and it's finally warming up. It's mid-30s, and it's supposed to get up to about 49 by late afternoon. So, you know, might as well sleep in a little bit, take the kiddos to school. Take your time getting ready, get some breakfast, then head on out, because the fish want that sun to be up, warm things up, just like us. So, but another thing I like to do in the wintertime, late fall and into winter, is I'll bring out my slower reels. So I'll bring out my 6-speed reels. I got a 6.3 to 1 Shimano SLX, on my spinnerbait rod here, because what that does is it makes me slow down. And you know, when it's really cold out, you really want to slow down. That's the biggest key to catching bass in the cold water, is slow down. And if you're well disciplined, you don't need that. But sometimes, like when you go a while without a bite and you're kind of more in search mode, you tend to speed up and you might fly over top of a lot of fish. So what I like to do is bring out my slower reels and put them on. That allows me to really slow down this spinnerbait and slow roll it and hopefully get some more bites. Another thing to look for when you're fishing cold water, you know, November and December bass, is pay attention to the sun. So when I came into this bay, I started on that side of the bank, and that's the shaded side. I only caught one fish over there, and that could be why. The sun is beating down this side of the pond, so this side's going to be warmer. So why wouldn't the fish be over here more, you know? Just makes sense. So we'll see if there's any truth to that today in this pond. There we go. Like I said, I'm more confident with a chatterbait than anything this time of year, when I'm fishing this type of water, when I'm beating banks like this. Not a very big one, not quite as pretty as that last one we caught, but man, these fish are cold. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for playing along. Same kind of bite though. I was just kind of slow hopping, reel it, you know, 3 or 4 reels, slow hop. Just working this chatterbait really slow. And he just kind of sucked it in and kind of felt the same kind of deal. So I sent her home, and then he realized he was hooked and he went for a ride. The last one kind of came in all lethargic, didn't fight a whole lot. This one did. He ran like a pike. There's another one. Look at him go. Jesus. Oh, there he goes. Dang it. That was a good one too. He come off. That was a little better one. Probably a 2.5. All right. So they're kind of on this upper end, which makes me wonder. It's not quite as warm as the back end, but the sun's beating right on it. Oh, look at that. Right at the boat, which maybe I'm in a little too far. Just a baby. Or he fouled it out, I don't know. There we go. Another chichaw fish. Not a big one, but felt good. He actually kind of hit it a little harder than the ones that I've been catching. There we go. Oh, that guy's running. Listen to that. That's a good fish. Oh, there he goes. I shouldn't have flipped him that hard. 2.5 pounder at least. Man, that's 2 good ones I've lost today. Should have played him out a little more. I thought he had enough momentum to get up here. Man, that fish only had the back hook in him. I knew he wasn't hooked very well, but I thought he had enough momentum to get up in here. He was flopping. I should have just played him out a little more, kept pressure on him. Oh well. It's still fun, and there's a lot more fish in the river. Eh? Like that one. He just took it and ran too. Come here, bud. I would have rather landed the other one and lost this one, but that's how it goes, you know. Just a little guy hanging out on that stump. There we go. Out here on this ledge. Not a bad fish either. It's a keeper, 14, 15 incher. Chunky little dude. Thanks for biting, bud. There we go. It feels like a better fish. You betcha. Almost cookie cutter to the last one though. Be careful with these traps. Don't want them hooks in my hand. There we go. Another keeper. Bada boom. Okay. These are all about the same size. Nice 2 pounders. Woo! So I think I found them. Found them. Imagine that. So if we stop and look for a second at the baits I have out on my boat right now, these are my confidence baits when it comes to late fall, winter fishing. And first off, we have the lipless crankbait, the rattle trap, like you all know. And personally, myself, I like using 1-knocker. Lipless crankbaits. Here it's got one knock in it. I do use the other ones, regular BB ones sometimes, but it just kind of depends what they're biting. And lately, they've been just slamming these, so I've been using them. This is a Booyah one knocker in golden shiner color. So I got a lipless crankbait that I'm going to use a lot. And like I said, the other one I'm going to use the most probably is a chatterbait. And this is a jackhammer, evergreen jackhammer chatterbait. This particular one is in a color called Spot Remover. It's pretty much white, silver, little black, and a little like citrus green in it. And of course I got a white manatee grub by Jurassic Plastics on the back. Those are probably my two favorite baits to throw in the fall time. And like I said, right now we're kind of moving into that transition from late fall to winter, and they're still working, so I'm going to keep throwing those for now. Spinnerbait, you can't go wrong with a spinnerbait. Always have one of them on my deck in the late fall, winter time. This is a big one by River to Seas. It's a Ispin roll, bling bling spinnerbait, I think. Probably not my most confident spinnerbait, but I'm trying it out. Go to the other side, I got two jerkbait rods. This is a regular jerkbait. What are they, like 2 to 4 feet diver or whatever? It's a lead mine lunker, one that Brandon painted up for me. Calls it Dilla Gorilla color. So I got that jerkbait, and then I got a deep jerkbait. I like to have one of each because I don't know what I'm going to get into, whether I want a deep one or a shallow one. And this is a Rapala Shadow Wrap Deep. As you know, I caught my PB on one of these this year, different color, but caught a 6-pounder, a little over 6 pounds on one of these jerkbaits this spring. I'll link that video down in the description below if you want to see it. It's a lot of fun. Brian was with me. We had like 20 pounds that day, 5 fish. It was unreal. We each had a 6-pounder. Always have something to flip on my deck, especially on the Mississippi River. Such a versatile bait all year long. Really shines in the summer. In the heat, you know, you can just dead stick them. But always got to have some sort of flipping bait, whether you like to flip a jig or a Texas rig. Myself, I love flipping jigs, but lately for me it's been about the Texas rig. I love having a Texas rig set up, and this is a Jurassic Plastics flipping bird. Kind of my new go-to flipping bait this year. Love it. But something to flip, whether it be a jig or Texas rig, whatever your comfort zone is. And then the last rod I have on the deck is just a basic swim bait. And this is a 3/8 ounce Strike King head with a 3.5 inch Jurassic Plastics paddle tail swim bait, ribbed. And I'll fish that a lot too. Some other baits, you know, you might be comfortable with. A swim jig works good all year long in this time of the year as well. I just don't have one on because I have all this other stuff that's been working for me just as well, if not better. So those are the baits that I like to use in the fall, and then when you transition into the winter. Something to go on, you know. If you like using a blade bait, so be it. I'm not really much of a blade bait guy. Maybe when the water gets in the low 30s, you know, just before it freezes. But I've never really had a whole lot of luck with them. I'll stick to a rattle trap or a jerk bait, and I'll just grind it out with those baits. The kind of water you want to look for when you're making that switch from fall to winter is definitely the backs of bays, ponds. I'd say get out of the current. Look for places that people ice fish. Those are probably going to be your best spots that'll hold bass. For me, I like to find kind of deeper ponds. Like right here we're fishing, where the boat's sitting in, let's see, 6.5 feet of water, and there's a shelf coming down off the bank where it goes from, you know, about 2 feet down to 6, and that's where these fish are holding right now. They're right on that ledge, and I'm bringing this lipless over it. But throughout the winter, you know, they're going to roam around in here, and you know, guys catch them on their tip-ups all over the place. So you just got to fan cast until you find one, find a school. But they're gonna hold to cover too, you know, like that shelf, whether there's some logs down there. And then some bass will be shallow. You can find them in laydowns and stuff as well, in 3 feet of water. You know, pad fields where the pads have died. That's another good spot to look for them. We were gonna go down to a pond like that today, but I don't really feel like driving down there in the wind. There's fish around here. We'll stick around here today and grind it out. I got a couple other ponds I want to check out, but most definitely stick to ponds, bays where people ice fish is probably your best luck. Smallmouth, no, that's a whole different game. I'm not a huge smallmouth guy. I love catching them. I struggle trying to figure them out. They move around too much for me. I know you can probably still catch, there's one. Feels like a good one, maybe. Oh, he's digging good, yeah. No, not really big, but it's fighting good. Oh, I got him hooked in the side of the gill plate. That's why he's acting like he was acting. Pinned him good. Don't have a lot of room here. His hooks are really stretched out. I'll get the pliers out for this one. He just come up and swiped her. Thanks for playing, bud. There we go. Say, God, I ought to run into one sooner or later again. Not terrible. 14-incher. A little over a pound and a half, probably. Here we go. Where you going, buddy? Come on in here. Take a ride on the Pimp a Crestliner. There we go. There's one. Yep. That was a good hit too. Not just weight. I felt them tonk. Where are you going? Did you get underneath the boat there? Ye frickin' haw. There he is. Not too shabby. I definitely don't have a big limit out here today, but I got a couple limits. and that's fine with me. Now, I would love to catch a good one, or start catching good ones, but I don't really care. There we go. All right, I got a flipping fish. I can go home now. That's why you always keep a flipping bait on your deck when you're fall, winter fishing. Just fun to break it up. There we go. T-boned her. Gotta love it when they T-bone her. Whoa. That could have been a bad deal there. Well, folks, that's a wrap. I hope you learned something here today. Those are just my tips for me, things that work great for me for looking for late fall, winter bass. Actually had a lot of fun out here today. We caught quite a few fish. It was really fun, you know, mid-November to crank on them suckers with a rattle trap and jackhammer. It was a good day. But yeah, there's a lot of fishing to be done. You know, if you're not into deer hunting, duck hunting, you know, the bass are still out there, and when the weather's decent like this, they're gonna bite. So get out there and catch some, or don't leave them for me. That's fine too. So yeah, if you like this video and you learned something, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button and like it. And biggest thing I hope you take from today is always remember, you are never too fat to fish.